Just Incredible here with a Mega Man X2 speedrun tutorial on the Shoryuken Rush. Before we begin, I want to stress that you need to know your Shoryuken inputs, because this is the very critical section of the speedrun. You stand to lose more time in this stage than any other stage in the game. The standard, there are two Shoryuken inputs. You have forward, down, down forward, and then fire. And then you have the semicircle Shoryuken input, which is back, down, down forward, and then Y. Like so. You notice that X walks back a little bit when you do the backward input, and then he'll look forward and then do the Shoryuken. And then these are the standard normal Shoryukens here. So as you teleport in, you're going to switch to burner and climb the wall. And release your burner to get into that capsule. From this point, you can basically take on any bosses, or you can take on the bosses in any order you wish. The only caveat is that you have to face Stag before Crab, and you have to face Centipede before Snail. And most runners typically do Snail last, because missing his Shoryuken, and if you get damaged and can't Shoryuken anymore, you stand to lose the most time here. So he's usually considered the most difficult. And the best movement to get up to the upper capsules, if you want to go to Sponge, you just do that. And the same thing goes for Ostrich for this side. Same way. If you're teleporting in to go to Ostrich, or if you go to Gator or Moth, you do the same thing, but then you do a jump here and release your burner once you get to this point to go right into the capsule. And same way for this side. So we'll begin with the easiest of them all, Stag. When the battle starts, a simple Shoryuken to the left. If you miss the Shoryuken to the left, watch for him to come down on the right wall, and you can Shoryuken him there as well. Now for Centipede. It's hard to know which pattern that he does, so you just kind of want to go for right in front of him, and then Shoryuken. If you miss that way, there's your backup Shoryuken. I'll also add additional attempts and different patterns for the rest of the, like for Sponge and Crab, just to know what to do in those situations. Since for some of the bosses it is random. Now for Crab. Ideally you want him to jump forward, but if he does bubble, that works too, because you can manipulate him to jump. Like that. Coming up is Sponge. Sponge has three different patterns he can do. If he decides to immediately grab the ceiling, you just dash forward and Shoryuken upward. If he jumps forward, which is the best pattern, you just Shoryuken. But then if he swings his strike chain, you have to wait for him to throw it and then Shoryuken him before he comes back to it. And I'll show the remaining Sponge patterns at the end of this video. Basically, the Shoryuken Rush is nothing but recognizing what pattern each boss is doing and just simply doing the appropriate action. So now for Ostrich. For some reason, if you hold left or right when he teleports, you can move before the battle begins. Just stay still, and when the battle starts, dash jump over him and Shoryuken to the left. Now for the upper capsules, Moth and Gator. For Moth, just Shoryuken the cocoon after a short dash. Wait for the adult form to come. And listen to the music. After the cocoon disappears, count almost to 1 full second and Shoryuken. And as you can tell, that was a frame perfect Shoryuken. If you see X's face at the moment of the kill, it is frame perfect. Now for Gator. What you just saw me do was hold L down as I enter the room, which gives you a free swap. At that point, you pause and go to the menu, go up to chain. As soon as you unpause the game, hold L down, and this is if you do the 4 chain no pause Shoryuken. When the battle begins, you want to do 4 chains like you would in the original fight with Gator, but after the 4th chain, you press R, which will, if you've already got L held down, which will weapon cancel. Then you do a semicircle Shoryuken, and that should kill him. It's a very difficult trick, but it is possible to do. And I missed it. But if you miss it, it's okay. As long as you don't get damaged, you're fine. And there's your backup. I will add the proper fight at the end of this video. After the 4 chains, you can also pause and switch to normal buster and then just do a Shoryuken that way. It's sometimes easier for people to do it that way. Now for the safety Snail strat. You buffer a weapon swap just like before. Now, I pause just to explain what's going to happen. After his meter fills up, I'm going to press L again during the pause, which will give you another swap to the Giga Crush. And then I'm going to hit L 2 more times to go to Magnet, shoot him with the Magnet, weapon cancel, and then do 2 Shoryukens, which will kill him. The first Shoryuken is going to knock his shell off the screen, which forces him to chase it down, but since it's off screen to the right, he's pretty much stuck in an infinite loop of just darting after a shell, which he'll do nothing in the corner. So I'm going to go back to the original spot of the weapon. I'm going to press L during the pause after his meter fills, and then L 2 more times, shoot a Magnet, and then 2 Shoryukens. And I missed. But there's a backup if you decide to, if you miss it that way. Now that this run through the Shoryuken Rush is over, I'm going to add the remaining videos to the back of this video. That is a perfect Shoryu rush. For the RNG that I got, that is perfect.